In the early Middle Ages, Europe believed its greatest enemies were other kings, rival empires, and internal rebellions. No one feared the sea, but in the year 845, that illusion was shattered. From the cold northern waters came ships unlike anything seen before, long, narrow, silent. They carried men who did not pray to Christ, men who feared no king, men who believed dying in battle was the highest honor. This is the story of the night the Vikings reached Paris, and proved that no city in Europe was safe. The Vikings were not simply raiders, as history often portrays them. They were farmers, traders, explorers, and warriors, men shaped by harsh lands, short growing seasons, and long winters. In Scandinavia, survival demanded strength, cooperation, and courage, and over time, that strength turned outward. Their ships allowed them to travel farther and faster than any army in Europe. They could strike without warning, and disappear just as quickly. By the mid-9th century, Viking raids had already terrified England and coastal Europe, but Paris was different. Paris was supposed to be untouchable. At the time, France did not exist as we know it today. It was part of the Frankish Empire, once ruled by Charlemagne, one of Europe's greatest leaders. But after his death, the empire fractured. By 845, King Charles the Bald ruled West Francia. His authority was weak, his nobles were divided, and his armies were unreliable. The rivers that once connected his kingdom now became open roads for invasion. And the most important of those rivers was the Seine. According to legend, the Viking leader was Ragnar Lodbrok. Whether Ragnar truly existed or not, the fear he inspired was real. In the spring of 845, a fleet of around 120 Viking longships sailed up the Seine. Each ship carried armed warriors hardened by years of raiding. As they moved inland, towns were burned, villages were destroyed, resistance collapsed almost instantly. Frankish forces attempted to stop them, they failed. King Charles ordered an army to block the Vikings' advance. The result was a disaster. The Viking forces defeated the Frankish troops with terrifying efficiency. Some prisoners were executed publicly, a message to anyone who dared resist. News of the defeat spread quickly. Paris began to panic, church bells rang, walls were reinforced, but deep down, the city knew the truth. No one had ever stopped the Vikings once they reached a river. When the Viking ships finally reached Paris, the city stood silent. The Vikings camped nearby, confident and patient. They did not rush. They knew fear was their greatest weapon. Paris was wealthy. Its churches were filled with gold. Its people were trapped. The city could not withstand a long siege, and King Charles knew it. Instead of fighting, King Charles made a decision that would echo through history. He paid the Vikings to leave, a massive ransom of silver and gold, the first recorded Danegeld paid in France. The Vikings accepted. They had proven their point. They had reached the heart of Christian Europe, and walked away richer than ever. Paris survived, but its pride did not. The raid of 845 sent a clear message. Stone walls were not enough. Kings were not strong enough. Prayers were not enough. Rivers were now highways of terror. From that moment on, no city in Europe felt safe. More Viking raids would follow, bigger, deadlier, more organized. The age of Viking dominance had truly begun. The night the Vikings took Paris was more than a raid. It was a turning point. It forced Europe to adapt, fortify, and change. It reshaped warfare, trade, and politics. And it proved that history does not always change slowly. Sometimes, it arrives on the time. The Vikings did not conquer Paris that night, but they conquered something far more powerful, fear. And once fear takes hold, empires begin to fall. This is History Speaks with AI, where history is told slowly, deeply, and truthfully. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and comment the next chapter of history you want to explore. The past is never as distant as it seems.